Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. On the channel today, I'm checking out the new reveals from Mattel for their Masters of the Universe Spring 2025 toy catalog. Mattel have shared out their action figure range for both Origins and Masterverse. But are all of these still as popular today as they were 4 to 5 years ago when they first were relaunched? That's also a question that I'll be asking in this video. Now, I'll be looking at Mattel's offerings for their Origins line, and maybe I'll do a video on the new Masterverse stuff as well if there's demand for it. But next year, 2025 is the 5th anniversary of the launch of MOTU Origins. That's right, when Origins was launched, it made a huge impact at retail among 40-something-year-olds, and that lasted maybe 6 months or so before commercial audiences started to lose interest. Okay, but the line continued to appeal to the brand's hardcore following, but recent signs point to even this dedicated group possibly losing interest. Let's talk about that in the second half of this video. But for now, 2025 is also the 40th anniversary of She-Ra, the Princess of Power, and Mattel's new range of Origin-styled cartoon collection figures are going heavy into She-Ra's universe. Most of what is in the catalog has already been revealed previously. As I covered in previous videos here on the channel, we are getting an all-new She-Ra sculpt that completely revamps and improves on what Mattel gave us previously in Origins Wave 4. We also saw Catra, who is unique in that they've packed her with her furry feline friend, making this something of a creature 2-pack. Some others like Ram Man will come with accessories that are directly taken from scenes in the cartoon episode. Definitely very fan-specific stuff. But when you think about it, it's really only the fans who'll be buying up this stuff, and definitely not casual buyers. Then we have characters like Mentana, who comes packed with zero accessories, but has so much new and expensive looking tooling applied to the figure. And also, for the first time in a very long time, he comes with an actual action feature in that his eyes can pop out at the push of a lever. Many Faces was also shown at SDCC 2024. He is certain to have the action feature that allows his different facial expressions to be displayed. Similarly, also with Triclops, who will likely have the rotating eye visor. And we've also previously seen images of the main villain of the She-Ra-verse, Hordak, who has a very good cartoon-accurate look, but disappointingly does not have much by way of accessories other than that storage locker-looking device that he's carrying. And most recently, we got the official images of Modulok, the evil beast of 1,000 bodies. Now, this one is interesting because he doesn't appear to be part of the cartoon collection. At least, there's no such label on the box that we're shown here. And everything about the design of the box replicates the look of the packaging for the original Modulok figure from the 80s. So you've got all of the clues and callbacks here. We even got a glimpse at the mailer box that this thing is supposed to come in. And this thing is filled with all new graphics and artwork as well. The only thing that they've not shown us so far is the back of the box, all right, where we usually have a huge sprawling artwork panel. Maybe there's some clues there, hints of things to come. We'll just have to wait and see. But there are also all new figures that we're seeing here for the very first time. Among them is the long-awaited return of He-Man to the assortment. This time, he gets packed with the power sword and an all-new angry and snarling expression, one that is very different from the first cartoon collection figure release from last year. That one had a calm and confident look. The new one here is just looking pissed off, man. Also interesting is the inclusion of the face with the creepy glowing eyes. As per the cartoon, this is in fact not He-Man, but his evil duplicate, Faker. That's right, some may not be aware that the cartoon version of Faker was not the blue-skinned robotic monstrosity that the original toys made him out to be, but instead, Faker was a magical being created by Skeletor as an exact duplicate of He-Man, but with glowing eyes and a hollow voice. This actually makes more sense, as why would anyone think He-Man would have blue skin to begin with? Now, we also get more female characters, as this is of course a She-Ra focused wave, and here we have the first look at the cartoon collection Frosta. Frosta, the sorceress who can control ice and snow and craft objects out of frozen particles, such as the swirling bands that you see here in the promotional pics. Now, Frosta gets a thick blue plastic cape, and the sculpt is a good representation of a Filmation cartoon look. Fans will be happy, but for me personally, I don't have a collection of any of the original 80s female She-Ra figures, and I won't be starting here either. Now, we also get our first look at the Filmation style Leech figure, And he has a sculpt and paint job that is completely different from his Origins look. That head on him is still massive though, and he kind of looks like a pretty scary vampire frog, okay? Very nice sculpt. He gets a blaster pistol accessory, and I wonder if those suction cups on his hands and feet actually allow him to stick to surfaces like the earlier figures of him could. If that feature is present, then that makes this one of the best figures, I think, for the new Spring Catalogue along with Montana. Filmation Buzz-Off also makes his appearance, and I have to say that Buzz-Off looks very clean and streamlined. All right, this is a very neat looking figure, I think. I've never been a fan of Buzz-Off, all right, but he's a fan favorite, no doubt. And this version includes a new spear accessory that could also go along well with his earlier released Origins figure. Now, based on the catalog photos, we're also getting an all-new Skeletor figure, and this time around, he's invisible, okay? And this is no doubt taken from one of the early episodes in the Filmation cartoon series. I think it's the one titled Disappearing Act, where Skeletor has this helmet that makes him turn invisible. I wonder if the figure will also come with the helmet. In any event, he comes with a translucent body. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I'm not really sure if Origins has released a MOTU figure before this that has a fully translucent body. If not, Skeletor here is the first, right? Now, the last of the new reveals is this pretty wild-looking set that's simply and innocently called the Evil Horde 2-pack. No other information is provided on these guys other than the fact that they are part of a new release line called the Sketchbook series. Okay, now my first impression of these guys are that they look like a bunch of Eternian mutant hip-hop rappers, okay? I mean, these could totally be a bunch of guys that you see bouncing around in a rap video, okay? But who are they really? Well, it turns out that these are in fact the early sketch concept images for Hordak and Grislaw, right? Now, this amazing Art of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe book, which was published by Dark Horse a couple of years ago, has some of the concept sketches, and you see the very human-like, barbarian-looking early version of Hordak that's depicted here. And there's also a version that looks even wilder than that, all right? Look at this. Now, when it comes to Grislaw, he looks like one of those mutant monsters that the Ninja Turtles are supposed to fight, okay? Like he got mutated by the ooze or something like that into this thing. But I have to say, honestly, this 2-pack actually looks pretty good. And while I'm not a fan of things like concept art toys or sketch image action figures and things like that, I have to admit that these early versions of Hordak and Grislaw do look pretty unique. And this might also be the first time in 2.5 years that the Terror Claws, okay, are being repainted and reissued in this particular set. So that's interesting as well for anybody that wants additional sets of these. Now, guys, okay, let me know in the comment section, how do you guys feel about all of this new stuff that's revealed here? Now, it's obvious that as distribution of the line ceased at retail for many countries and Origins started becoming a brand that you could only find at places like Walmart in the US or purchase online from Mattel Creations, a lot of fans started to lose interest and just straight up walked away from the line. Okay, this is a fact. And this is also the current state of the brand as we move into 2025 and the 5th anniversary of MOTU Origins. But of course, I'll probably have some MOTU journalists in the comment section telling me that, hey, look, the line can survive on just its hardcore fan base alone. And yes, you may be right. Okay, probably it can. It always has. However, recently, I've come to notice that, the hardcore fan base isn't really turning up for the stuff that's out there. You can just head over to the Mattel Creations page right now and you'll see stuff like this beautiful beast, the Night Stalker, still hanging around after something like 2 months. Okay, when has that ever happened before in the past? When it comes to something like this, which is a straight up release of an OG character, okay? The Night Stalker was in the vintage line. It's been repackaged. It's got some new parts. It's got a beautiful box to go with it. The whole thing cost something like $33 before shipping, and that is an amazing price to pay for something of this size that's also an exclusive, but people still didn't snap it up, right? That's never happened before. Not for an exclusive that has its roots in the original 80s line, okay? Never before. And also recently, we had something like Demo Man. I did see a lot of comments shared on my video. A lot of people just hated this thing. I personally didn't like it, but I still expected it to maybe just sell out anyway because that's always been the case, right? I mean, back in the day, remember when we had stuff like Kolda, the design wasn't all that. Okay, it was pretty derivative, but he had his roots in the old Filmation cartoon. This guy was snapped up in something like 3 minutes. But Demo Man, this guy is pretty much also rooted in the 80s as the original inspiration for Skeletor, a figure that's never been made in this particular scale, but somehow, okay, it took something like 3 days for it to sell out. Okay, no kidding, guys. Stuff like this never happened before for figures like this, and that's why I just feel that interest in the line isn't really what it used to be, even among the hardcore faithful. So guys, anyway, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think of all the new reveals in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys again real soon with more content right here. Thank you, and take care out there.